Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High Yah, Yahuwah, through His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. It's your brother, UncleK, and we're back with another one. I hope you're having a Baruch day, and I hope right now you have a sound mind and a sound heart. Now, before we get into the content, like the content, share the content, and comment down below. And if you're not a supporter, become a supporter right now. I just advise you to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. So let's get into it. A wise man, his counsel is going to be with wise men. A wise man, he doesn't counsel with foolish people. His counsel is not with the wicked, not with the scornful, not with the sinners. Right? A wise man, he does not spend time with a man with immoral behavior. Right? And to get wisdom, wisdom is going to try you. Wisdom is going to test you to see if wisdom will walk with you. Right? You see, wisdom is given to you. When you sit still, wisdom is given to you. Right? Wisdom is something that enters your mind and your heart. Because wisdom tests you by walking with you in crooked places. And wisdom brings fear upon you in certain situations. That's how wisdom tries and tests you to see if you would still hearken unto wisdom. That's why we have instructions to follow, laws, statutes, commandments. That's the reason why the set apart man in this walk, it's the reason why he's so courageous. It's the reason why you don't walk with fear. It's the reason why when people see you, they see a man of stature, a man of valor, a man that's not easily shaken or moved, because it's a rare thing to see a man moving like that. And wisdom was with the Most High since the beginning of ancient days, man. So you have something that's beautiful walking with you right now, and don't let it go. Right? You see, chastity, semen retention, that's only a piece of it. But you gotta go straight to the Most High through His Son Yahushua HaMashiach to get all the benefits. Now, we know that modern man these days, he's very foolish. Right? And the opposite of being foolish is wisdom. So we know that a lot of men out here is just real foolish in their ways, and they can't hearken unto wisdom. And when a man is moving foolish, he gets knowledge and wisdom from man, which doesn't hold weight. And a lot of men of all ages and all demographics, they rather go to platforms that is giving them a immoral sense of doing things, right? Will give them a way to do things from a vanity perspective, right? To do things outwardly instead of getting right inwardly with self. So a lot of men get on these platforms and they like to do these manipulation type of tactics and outward things to pull in attention. The set apart man don't care about the outward appearance in totality, right? Because he knows that when he's doing the inward, that the outward will always look good no matter what. Right? So, a wise man doesn't spend time with broads, man. A wise man, it's a shameful thing for a wise man to be seen walking with a harlot. Right? Because typically you see foolish men walking with harlots, walking with these broads down the street. And no man respects another man when he's walking with a broad, right? A foolish man that's walking with a broad, he doesn't get respected by other men. While other men stares at his so-called possession. Right? They look at him weak already because they have in their minds that they want to take what he has. They feel like what he has is already theirs. Right? That's how a lot of foolish men walk and move. Right? They hearken unto harlots and think that they have something stable, think that they found a good thing, but they only found something that's gonna take life away from them, take their years away from them, take peace away from them. And the foolish man will never see it that way because he's constantly in this bracket where that's all that matters. All that matters to a foolish man, a worldly man, is fleshly things. How he looks and how his woman looks too. His woman gotta look like she could take care of every man walking. You know what I'm saying? It's a real filthy thing, man, these days. It's a real filthy thing. That's why when you got your mind right, you walking with wisdom, it's such a big filtering process. You know, that's how I'm looking at it now. Right? Even with all this attraction and all these things being presented to you, because you are moving differently, you're set apart, right? You're peculiar, you're Kodesh, you're holy. Right? It's something that can't be identified. You look different. So you get this type of attraction. But with all that, it's a filtering process because not everything could touch you. Right? In the same sense, people go to stores and they find certain things attractive. Right? Clothing, right? Materialistic things, they find it attractive. You know, they touch it, they probably buy it. But you're like a ancient antique when you're walking with wisdom. Right? Because now you can get to the Ancient of Days, which is Yahuwah. So you're something that can't be touched. Right? That's why no wickedness could come upon a man that's walking with the Most High. Right? You're an ancient artifact, man. You can't be touched. And of course, you're going to be faced with certain adversities. And if you're not faint-hearted, you know, you're always going to overcome those things. Because no man that's not in the world, you know, these things are bound to happen. So when you're walking with the Most High, these things are bound to happen. Right? But it's such a reality that we live in these days, man, that when you move in masculine, you have your mind set on things of the Shamaim, things that's gonna make you a better man, open up your eyes to a much clearer perspective. You see everything for what it is. Because when you're moving masculine, you can identify a lot of things in society. You could identify confusion. You could identify low values. You could identify who's who and who's doing what. You're not sitting around judging people, but you can see everything for what it is. And when you see another man that's supposed to be walking upright, and you see him being dragged around with a broad, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. So when you in this lifestyle, right, the most important thing for you to do is hearken unto wisdom, right? Cling unto the Most High, so that way you can see clear, so that beam, that wool could be taken off your eyes, man. Because there's so many people that's steering people in the wrong direction, right? So many people, when they get on this platform, when they get on this lifestyle change, they're so worried about the external, so worried about how they look and how their appearance is changing, how so-called reality is changing for them. But still in that same breath, you know, they still worry about women. They still worry about pleasures. They still worried about when they're gonna get that. When they get to this point, will they be able to do this and do that? That's not the mindset to be in, right? The mindset to be in when you live in this lifestyle is to be kodesh, right? It's to be set apart. That's the base of it all. And you must get it solidified that, when you release your seed, it's for procreation. Right? Modern man will look at you crazy by speaking like that, but that only showcases your discipline. That only showcases how much power you have circulating through your veins, through your body, right? That showcases how much you could actually do in this lifetime, right? Because a lot of people is not procreating. A lot of people is just off impulse. And if you off impulse, you're moving weak, right? Some people, now if you in the training, you gotta keep your body hydrated. So we're not gonna be eating every hour, every 2 hours. If you natural, we eating possibly every 3 hours. And you gotta drink your water, right? It brings discipline when you building this body, taking care of this body, build discipline, right? So the average man walking, when he get an impulse to do something, he feel a little feeling in his stomach. He go get a double. He go get a large soda. He's not disciplined, right? He's not breaking down his meals. Right, off impulse. He get a little twitch. He see a woman walking. He see her backside. He see her shape of her body. He's twitching and glitching. He gotta do something about it. A man that moves on impulse, man, that's a weak man, let me tell you. Because when you live in set apart, a lot of people like to use that tactic to create that type of impulse, right? That's why some people, men, right, will look at you in a sense where, they envious, or they feel in some type of way, or they feel inferior, like, you dominant, or you like they manager or something like that. But you're not a wicked manager. You giving good hours. You will give good hours, you will give good pay if they, work hard. You get me? But they look at you like a superior, like you they father or something like that. Like you told them that they can't play with their toys right now, turn off the TV. So certain men, they like to act, like they real emotional. And a lot of times, they do those type of things to try to see if you gonna bait it in, see if you gonna react to it. Same thing go for the woman too. Right, and these things are triggers to like see what your impulses are like. So if a man is acting like, he about this life or whatnot, he's acting tough or whatnot, he looks at you some type of way, this man just want to see how your impulses are. And when you have those emotional intelligence intact, you can't be shaken, it can't be moved, it just disables them. Same thing goes to the women too. When women come out here real lustful, and they giving you all these so-called choosing signals and looking at you in a certain way, and pulling up their jeans in front of you and seeing if that's making your blood boil, and you just sitting there real calm, real poised. You ain't really caught up in it, because wisdom is already telling you what this woman is and how she is, and wisdom is also letting you know how strong you are, right? So a weak man, when he moves off impulse, all these things will attack him and break him down. And it's very pivotal for a man to stand on wisdom, stand on that foundation, stand on Yahuwah, right, through Yahushua HaMashiach. All right. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High Yah, Yahuwah, through His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. It's your brother UncleK. I'm glad y'all tapped into another one. Like, share, comment down below. And if you're not a supporter, become a supporter right now. I just advise you to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Continue to have a Baruch day. Keep a sound mind and a sound heart. And I'll see you soon, most high willing. But for now, peace.